is the foundation of everything we do in sales. So if you look at the 5 expectations of a salesperson, one of the 5 expectations is attitude. So if you have a low attitude, guess what's going to happen? No sales. So we have to, it's very important that we always make sure our attitude is top tier, because the more value we place on our having a positive attitude, the more sales we'll have in the end. It's like an equation, basically. Also, manifest the type of day we'll have. Perception is not what you see, it's what you think. So if you have a bad attitude, you're always going to assume you're going to run into nasty customers, you're always going to bad customers. What's going to happen? You're going to run into nasty customers, you're going to run into bad customers. Why are you bringing that vibe to the door? Because now you're aggressive at the door. Guess what? They're going to be aggressive right back at you. It's like what Demetrius talked about with the knock. You have an aggressive knock, they go, who the fuck is at my door? You have a nice gentle knock, it's like, oh, hey, who is it? You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to speak this next one, but it makes us more money. Plain and simple. And happy people attract happier people. You know what I'm saying? And naturally, we just improve. We just naturally improve. You know, always having a positive attitude, always thinking the next day is going to be better. That's always, you're already taking one step in the right direction. So real quick, there's this quote from Warren Buffett that I like. It says, it's good to learn from your mistakes. It's better to learn from other people's mistakes. So when I first started here, you know, there's been a lot of people that come and go. There was a few people who, you know, I worked with. I was on sector, whether it was from another office or this office. And like, I could just tell, like, they'll be like the first person on the field happy. You know, their smile is brighter than the sun. Like, they happy, and then like 4:30 comes, they're like, what time we leaving? What time? And it's like, why? Because they're on zero. They dropped the whole attitude. They weren't getting the sell. Me, I'm in the same position. I'm on zero, but I'm happy. You know, I'm observing them because I'm watching. I'm looking like it's not working for them. So they would end on zero, then I would get like a 2 later on. And it's like I would always reflect on that. Like, okay, they dragged their feet. They didn't have a positive outcome. And I could really tell they were trying to leave after their first week.
Right.
So once I realized that, now they're not here. I'm still, working. So the person I just mentioned, the person that was dragging their feet, not having a positive attitude, losing an attitude. How could they have safeguarded their attitude better, especially when they weren't getting on board in their first few weeks? Key.
How could you safeguard your attitude better when it's your first couple of weeks?
Yeah. What's in general? Like when you just want 0 at 6:30, like.
Just remind you. Well, what I do is I remind myself that most people are at work, right? So that's kind of like identifying the type of day you're having. So if you're having a slow start, that means prime time is right there, meaning I'm guaranteed to speak to more people. A lot of times we tell people like, oh, it's prime time, it's prime time, it's prime time. But they're like, okay, what does that mean? You're guaranteed to speak to more people. And if you are capable of, keeping yourself in a positive mind state, you're going to attract more sales because 1 out of 10 remain positive is positive. So all of that to say, I remind myself of prime time and that I'm guaranteed to speak to more people. So that usually, picks my spirits up. Because I'm like, all right, at least if I speak to more people, because sometimes slow starts because you don't talk to a lot of people. A lot of people aren't home. So remind yourself of prime time and that you're guaranteed to speak to more people.
Choose by that. One clap. Mike, one more highlight. How would this person have benefited from safeguarding attitude?
Safeguarding attitude. Well, I always say number 1, it happens to a win to know why you're here and why you're going. Just think about your goals. Think about that. This is just a couple weeks that you just started. You're still a student. You're still learning, and of course, by you're definitely gonna make mistakes in the field. But what does mistakes do? Make you better, right? So pretty much just keep on going the whole time. Now think about your goal. Think number 1, you have as a winner, and it'll take you far.
Just by that one clap. So Mike hit it on the head. One of the 8 habits, one of the first, which is probably one of the more main important ones, is remembering your why. That's how you do keep a safe attitude on the field. Because, I know a lot of people, they keep their whys on their phone. They have a quote or they have like a picture of like a loved one.
Right.
I do the same thing. I have like a balance wheel of mine. I always try to make sure I add more value to the wheel. That's how I make my why, especially on a tough day. I know that like a tough day is just a little small bump on the road to where I'm trying to go. Also, don't take it personal. Listen, we come across nasty customers, they say nasty things to us sometimes. Don't take it personal. They don't know us. We never see them again. They never see us again. Just don't take it personal. salesperson, or, you know, they're probably having a bad day. Don't let them influence your money. You know what I'm saying? Also, one thing that I like to do sometimes when I'm having a rough day, my confidence is low, I try to just, like, for like 2-3 minutes, try to find a funny clip, because they do say laughter is the best medicine. So if it's like 5:30, you know, it's rough out there, you know, take like a 10-minute break, you know, look up a quick video, try to laugh real quick, you know, I guarantee you'll be back in the swing of things. And lastly, when it regards to the how, one of the things I always like to remind myself is, I only need 2 people to like me sometimes. Sometimes, I only need 2 people to like me. Like, I can find 2 people to like me. I guarantee we can all find, we're all likable people. We can all find 2 people to like me. So once I remember that how, when it's a bad day, I'm just, you know what, let me just go make a friend real quick. And that's how I do it. So, I like to leave you guys with this wonderful quote. It's one of the best quotes you'll thank me for. I know a lot of people here, so y'all won't thank me personally, like in front. But y'all gonna text me later, like, yo, you know, thank you for the quote, man, thank you. So, you came across this quote. It's, you are not what you think you are. But you think, but what you think you are.
Not what you think you are.
You are not what you think you are, but what you think you are. So basically, you're not. Like, if you think you're a bad salesperson, you're having a bad day. You're not really a bad salesperson, but because you think you're a bad salesperson, you're gonna be a bad salesperson that day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you're not what you think you are, but what you think you actually are. Exactly like that. Yo, kids want to text me like, thank you so much. All right, so everybody understand this? You know, anybody want to take a picture of the quote? I trust me, it's a nice quote. Anybody want to take a picture? I hate this. All right, so any comments, questions, or feedbacks?